Good morning, day 95. And you're not going to you see a little bit of the effects of the sunrise behind me. But I came to one of my favorite little spots near our place down here in Florida. And we've got a lovely family, or a couple of families actually, out here earlier than me doing some fishing. So look at this view. Oh my goodness. Just sitting on the dock of the bay. And so anyway, I am going to just enjoy my view and sit. I have a park bench to sit on. And that is actually the analogy that came to me today. And I know it's a weird little title for our daily devotional time or learning life coaching from God via this weird brain. Having faith in a chair. Some of us, and as we talk about this, are going to go, oh, yeah, I do have faith in chairs. And yet we struggle with faith in God or faith in whatever your higher power is. And I got to read about, I think it was about 10 to 12 Psalms this morning. And the words that kept jumping off the page to me, and I even opened my app and looked at various versions. The faithfulness of God, unfailing, steadfast, faithful, power, strength. These were the words that were just jumping off the page from depending on which version you read. I personally, my printed, book Bible is an NLT version. But I like to look, I get on sometimes and make sure and see what some of the different versions and words that are used. But very similar. Steadfast, faithful, unfailing nature of God. And David seemed to really have a confidence in this. Like he didn't question it. Even when he was in the pits of despair and on the run and being betrayed, all the things on the human level that were against him and other humans and circumstances, he always went to God and said, hey, look, I trust you. Like that's how he was able to take Goliath out, right? He trusted. He didn't trust in himself. Well, he did and he didn't. He trusted in God who created him in a specific way. And he relied on that, which was a reliance on God and not only in and of himself. There's a big difference. And I know our human brains really have, I think, struggle with this. But yet, we don't struggle with sitting down in a chair. If you see a chair, you have enough experiences in your life and an understanding of how a chair works that you will go and sit in a chair. Am I right? Even if it's a big, comfy, cushy chair, it's a couch, it's a dining chair, it's a bar stool, it's whatever. Like you understand the nature of a chair and how you are supposed to interact with it. And you don't. Now, maybe occasionally, yes, there's an experience where, maybe something has wobbled or it's not completely sturdy that makes you question it. But in and of itself, you understand the nature and how a chair is supposed to work. And you trust it. You put your body down on it. Sometimes we climb on them, sometimes we lean on them, but we understand that it is a fairly sturdy structure designed to hold the weight of an average human. And we understand the purpose, and we have complete faith and trust in it. And yet, even those of us who say that we believe in God and that He's the creator of all, even the brain that developed the chair, we like, I don't know. And we sit down, maybe sometimes we'll sit down confidently and go, okay, he's got this. But then we'll sit there nervously in the chair, like, oh, is it gonna fall? Is it gonna fall? Or in his power, maybe I should. But we don't do that when we sit in a chair. We relax. We trust the chair to do what it's gonna do. We don't sit there the whole time and like, I'm not sitting here wondering if this picnic table is going to collapse at any moment and then not support me. I have complete faith that while I am sitting here, this bench will do what it's supposed to do. And I can just focus on chatting with you all. It is designed for a purpose, and I trust in that. I have faith in it. It is an unfailing type of structure, and it has its power to do what it is designed to do. Are y'all tracking with me? I know I'm like, oh, but yet in our humanness, maybe because we can't see God, we also can't see wind. We can't see gravity. We can't see, there's a lot of things that we can't see that we have complete trust in. But yet, no, God is somehow like different, even though he's the creator of gravity. And I think a lot of times it comes back to our expectations as humans. We're like, well, if I were God, this is how, because we only see our little worlds. We're like, I don't like how this is playing out. And this is not how I would do it because I can only see how it affects me and mine. And therefore, I don't like it. Therefore, I don't know if I can have faith in it since I don't like it. We have that kind of standard, like very flimsy. Or we'll sit and relax for a little while, but then, you know, something maybe unexpected might happen near or around us or in our lives. And we're like, oh, I don't know. Can't trust in God anymore. I got to get back to trusting in myself, and I got to get up and do something. And not that he doesn't call us to do something. We are in active partnership with him. And he does call us to do things. But a lot of times we get our own ideas and it comes from not trusting. Oh, I better act and do something because I can't trust him to handle this situation, the creator of the universe. Yes. So I'm going to keep this fairly short and sweet because I want to enjoy this view here. And I'll show you. Even though it's not a sunrise view, I'll give you a little panoramic view here. There are actually people that get to live next door to this and spend some time reflecting and meditating a little bit more. Personally, how much trust I put in things like chairs and gravity, and yet I struggle with and when I struggle with my faith and that somehow things aren't going according to his plan or my plan really, then I develop coping strategies to handle my feelings. And I don't always take it to God. That is the example we can get from David. He took it to God almost all the time. And when he didn't, he had consequences for it, severe, heavy consequences, but he still repented and came back. Like he knew he was not king because of anything he did. He was king because he was chosen. And he rose up to that and said, okay, I'm going to do my part. Like I've got to do my part and sit on the chair. I can't walk up and sit beside the picnic table or the chair and expect to be supported just because I see the table or the place to sit down. I've got to actually sit down on it and do my part to be supported. So there is also that interaction. Like it's there to be used and interacted with, but I've got to do my part. If I sit down, over there, let's see here, over there, even though the picnic table is in my line of sight, and then I sit there and go, well, I can't can't believe it doesn't support me. Like, what is it, what good is that chair? It's not coming over here and getting under my butt. But we do that with God, even us, and because we just don't, we're like, I don't really have to do my part. It is designed to support me, so it needs to come over here and get under me and do the work for me. No, no. But we treat God that way. And then we get mad because we're the ones that are being like ridiculous. And we don't go over and do our part. We're like, but you're supposed to do everything. Yeah, I gave you a brain. I gave you eyes. I gave you feet. I gave you legs. I gave you a structure that allows you to interact with what I provided in the way that I provided. You don't get to change the rules on me and the principles of how things work. You need to do what you're supposed to do to get the support. So there's also that. So that's a lot in a chair analogy, and I don't know if you've ever stopped to think about a chair that much. And I'm sure there's some other really great examples. You know, you can think of driving a car, you can think of, so whatever analogy might work for you, you know, if the chair thing isn't resonating with you as much. But there are certain things that are designed to work a certain way, but you've got to also interact with them in a certain way. We can't just walk off of a building and expect gravity not to work. We can say we don't believe in gravity because we don't see it and we don't like it. I'd rather fly. Okay, well, good luck with that. Things work how they work, and we need to respect those and interact with them in a certain way. And just because you can't see something either doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And we have plenty of examples of that as well. So anyway, think about the things that you have faith in, and yet you struggle with believing in something that could have created all of this. And then your responsibility to interact with that, and how that's working for you. I know, even though I believe in it, sometimes I am like calling myself out here. I'm like, oh, yes, I go over here to seek comfort and support instead of over here. And then I wonder why I'm struggling with some consequences that I'm not happy with. Because I'm not interacting with life the way life is supposed to be interacted with. I am overdoing some things, underdoing some things, then over there complaining about why it's not all working. Hello. Oh man. So anyway, I'm going to do my best to get back on track and interact with God and life, and see and hear from God, get plugged into Him, and really try to get some things that are a little bit out of whack in my personal life and the things that I'm seeking support and comfort in, and see the truth that those are probably actually providing quite the opposite of the things I'm seeking. And I need to seek my Creator, who is unfailing and all-powerful. And He will help me with this, and He will help you too. All right, I love you. Have a great day.